Hey guys, what's going on? It's Guang from iSpent19. I hope everyone is keeping well. Um, we have a lot of features in our app which we wanted to make some video tutorials to help people to understand how they can actually adopt the app for different scenarios. But actually, we didn't really know which one to start with until we actually saw there are a lot of news recently about COVID-related financial fraud or otherwise. In fact, my wife was called last week by someone pretending to be from Amazon asking to renew her Prime membership. We knew that was fake because it was never done manually, always just automatically gone through every year, and so on. So I thought perhaps financial fraud, is actually a seasonal topic, and after all, that's actually how I started iSpent19 in the first place. So I thought perhaps let's just talk about how some of our features can actually help mitigate such financial risks. So first up, some facts from the UK Finance. That is the industry body for the UK banking and financial sectors. According to the latest report, in 2020, impersonating scams actually has gone up dramatically. There were probably 150,000 cases in 2020, leading to a loss of £480 million. So that's the Amazon case I was referring to earlier. Nevertheless, by comparison, those numbers actually probably is even not worth mentioning, because the conventional fraud, where your credit cards and the bank detail were stolen and then someone spent money without your knowledge somewhere else, was actually a lot worse. It's still the main focus of the risks for the general public. In 2020, there were a loss of £784 million, and that is in addition to the £1.6 billion that were actually stopped by the government and the banking sector overall. If you add the numbers together and think about it, right, perhaps almost you can interpret it in such a way: it's 1 in 3 chances of attempted scam on your bank account was actually successful. So it's quite a scary stats. So the question really is, how do I know my bank account is actually safe? Well, the governments and the banking sector in the UK are actually doing a lot to protect people's bank accounts and information. There are a couple of sources I want to share with you if you haven't read them yet. Number one is the UK Finance Fraud 2021 report, which that's where I quote the number from, which was published recently, and that's the download link which should be coming up on the screen right now. A second one is the government's current initiative on Take 5 to stop fraud, which offers a lot of tips to protect people, such as you can reject the call without being pressurized. And that's the website should be coming up now on the screen right now. So I guess the next question would be, how can iSpent19 be helpful in mitigating some of those financial risks? Well, as a starter, it gives you a free app that is very easy to use on a daily basis. And secondly, offers you plenty of flexibility to help you personalize your financial transactions. It translates a transaction management experience into a personal financial diary experience on the go. That's something to be cheery about. Okay, I'm going to be doing some screen recording to show you some of the key features may help mitigating such financial risks. Okay guys, so you can see I've logged into my iSpent19 account, where I've got 6 current accounts and credit cards added so far. I wanted to show you 3 features which I think are designed to simplify your experience, to be attentive to your own finances, which I think is the best way to protect your money. After all, there's only so much the government and the banking sector can do to prevent frauds, which are evolving all the time. The loss figures I quoted previously are actually testimony that you do need to stay on top of your own finances. Okay, the first feature is the consolidated view of all your transactions in one place, sorted in chronological order. You do that by press the light blue View All Transaction button on the top here. Here you can see all my transactions from Amex, some credit card, Santander, and Halifax are all listed nicely in one place in chronological order, which makes checking transactions super simple and easy, especially useful if you actually incur quite a few transactions on a daily basis. When you do check transactions, I hope you check all of them rather than focusing on only the big ticket items. The problem with that approach is my experience was such that someone got a hold of my credit card and they tested the water by incurring smaller amounts of transactions every other day to totally avoid the detection. The problem actually it was that my account was compromised without my knowledge. So do check all transactions if possible, and our app makes it super simple for you. The next feature is the tagging feature, so you can start year marking and personalizing transactions. It actually offers you a structured way to check transactions. For example, you want to make sure sometime in the future, if you need to refer to those transactions, you already checked those transactions as incurred by yourself. I think it's just hygienic practice when you start doing monitoring exercise on a regular basis. You want to earmark them so that you know where to pick up next time as well. For example, these are 3 PayPal transactions I incurred. I know I incurred them all by myself, so I can simply earmarking them in one go by triggering the multi-select mode, which is by pressing and hold the transaction here, and then you just select all of them and say I want to add a tag, verification tag, so that I can remember I spent all those transactions myself, and that's done. As simple as that. And the good thing is tomorrow, if you only have a couple of minutes every day to check the 3 transactions, fine. Tomorrow you will start with the transaction dated the 26th of March. You know where you left off last time. And the next feature is actually once you know the transaction you actually incurred, what if you don't know the transaction you actually incurred? What if you simply want to make a note about something? So for example, this Google transaction incurred on the 26th of March. What if I don't know what that is? I can actually make a note feature, right? The note I can say, what is this? Maybe to speak to bank, right? You can simply make a note there. Or after speaking with the bank, you can say, oh, I remembered this was Google subscription. That's it. So you added the 2 notes after clarifying what this transaction was all about, and you can actually come back to actually check this off as iSpent as well. There you are. You have the transaction all listed for your own personal peace of mind, and you know where to pick up next time. This is it, guys. These are the 3 simple steps you could follow to actually make your transaction management experience more personal and regular and efficient. They will actually, hopefully, they will actually help you to build up your financial immune system in fighting against the fraud virus. Immune system and the virus. I think I've probably read too much about COVID situation for the last few months. So is everybody else. Okay, another couple of quick questions you may have had in your mind is actually, what is your open banking? If you have not heard of open banking in the past, then please check out our website, particularly on the FAQ page. The page or address should be coming up now. It explains a lot about our open banking in general. And also, you may also have the question, how do I know iSpent19 is legitimate? Well, you should check the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority's register. We are listed there. The web link should be coming up right now as well. Anyway, I hope that you found the video helpful, and please do go to either Google Play or Apple Store to download the apps. We're in open beta, and give some feedback.